It says
start.
live right now.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to your YouTube channel and I'm going to search it and see if we are live.
Oh, it's just a banner. Okay, now you just see Grip Kings.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we are live. We are live.
Okay. I'm getting all sorts of messages.
Let's see.
Okay.
Do you want me to slap a thumbnail
I can
real quick
see.
together?
Yeah, that'd be great. I was like, how do I change that? Because now it's just. Okay, so we do have a little bit of latency, but that's okay. That's always the usual.
So in your YouTube studio, I'm assuming you're very familiar with it.
The normal studio, not the live stream studio. This I've seen that for the first time right now.
Okay, so you in YouTube, you'll have your YouTube studio. You should be able to go there. And then on your video, you'll see in the content section where you're live, you should be able to hit the three dots and edit and then switch the thumbnail. I can quickly just make you a thumbnail right now.
Okay. So
Unless
let
if
me
you already have one
see
that you're
where.
commonly using.
No, well, I usually make a bunch of different ones for. Okay, edit video. Here we go. Yeah, got it.
Cool.
I should also be able to edit the description a little bit. Potentially. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, I can check it now. No playlist. Could make a new playlist. Could do that afterwards.
I need to find. Okay.
Okay, we're learning. Sunday morning school. Basically.
Okay, let me just take a quick look at your lives and kind of see what you've been using for, or videos, I guess, for your thumbnails.
Okay, let me see if I can do this. Okay, what should be the title of the video? Keanu McGill and Grip Kings breakdown EVW 25. I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
I would
DX, you said
definitely
very
like
bad.
on you for sure, but I mean probably like I don't know, East versus West 25 post something featuring myself since I'll be on your channel.
Yeah, that would be the best. West.
Something like that. I mean, I think it's all fine.
East versus West post event, I would say. Post event.
Yeah, post event talk show or something. I feel like if there's anyone watching, this is hilarious. We're figuring this out.
Yep. East versus West post event talk. Keanu
Let me see.
Gill. Okay, now including your name, it makes it better. So that's the score goes up.
Do you have okay, so
That's gold.
I do have things of you on Google. I need a picture of you.
A picture of me.
Yeah, but I could probably just get one here off of YouTube images.
Wait, maybe it's at Gold's Arm. Gold's Arm. I think I uploaded one at Gold's Arm. That's pretty fun.
Oh, do you have one on Gold's Arm?
Owen.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
I think so.
I have Gold's Arm open too. I did.
Wait. There's two actually. There's like I don't even know how you edit the stats on Gold Arm. I want to post my super.
I didn't know you could upload your own. That's sick. Arm wrestlers. Let's go.
I have 0 wins and 0 losses. Undefeated. I'm undefeated champ. No.
You don't go by Grip Kings, do you?
No. My name is Owen. Owen van Huis. Or
Okay.
as Rickard and Duvan like to say it, Owen. Owen Huis.
Okay, Owen.
The Afrikaanse.
Yeah, I got you here.
Yeah.
Should we try to use this one?
Which one? I don't know which one are you.
The Gold's Arm one.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, one sec. As soon as we have this, so is this streaming just between you and I right now, or is this live for people?
right? It's live for people at this point, but I
Okay,
think
okay,
we can
okay.
almost head into the discussion. I think
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you slap this.
So, as soon as we're good here, I'm gonna post it on mine, and then we're good to go.
Yep.
I just want to make something here.
Okay. And then you can send it to me, and then I'll upload it to
Yeah.
as a thumbnail. Yeah, usually I make my thumbnails with Nano Banana.
Oh, nice. I've definitely wanted to use that before.
Oh, it's so good. It's so
Yeah.
if you give it a good prompt, it's really good. Okay, let me see. Maybe I can share this on Facebook or not on Facebook. I mean, on, I'll try.
Okay, we're gonna try something, see what chat can do, and this might work.
Okay. All right. All right.
All right, let's see if we can do its work. I just uploaded 4 different images, and I was like, make me a thumbnail for the live stream for this podcast. It's 2 random pictures of you and I and your logo, so we'll see if anything cool can come out of this.
Do we need East versus West or not? Not really.
That could be a good idea. Let me see what this thing comes up with, and then we can slap it right on top.
Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds like a plan. Do we have any people watching? I don't think so. Not yet. Oh wait. Robin. What's up, Robin?
Do we have
Yes,
a Robin in the
here.
chat? Let's go. I haven't posted anything
Or he
yet.
was here.
So... Yeah, as soon as we have this finished off, I'm going to link it. I'll post it a couple areas, and then we should start to see some people come in at the minimum, especially once we get the thumbnail moving. Actually, what I could do right now, at least, is copy the link. We have this.
Yep.
Oh, I got us a
it says. Is it possible to go live on Instagram as well? Is that even a thing?
Could be. Also, I got us a banger thumbnail, so this is good.
Okay, that's great.
One sec. I'm gonna ask you to put East versus West. Do you want the East versus West 25 logo on there?
I think that would be cool, man. Because then people know immediately what it's about.
Exactly. Cool. Let me just quickly get that in. But yeah, we're on to something now. This should be quick and easy. Quick and easy.
All right, let me check if this is possible. Kijken. I'm not even sure. That'd be cool, actually, if that would be possible to get it on Instagram as well.
Yeah, you shouldn't be. What you could also do is just go live on your own Instagram and have that as a separate file, unless you can do it through this link.
That'd be sick. I just have to figure this stuff out. Well, usually I think eventually you'll get a handy in it. It says Instagram works via custom, live producer, desktop version. Copy the stream URL and stream key. Custom RTM. Okay, what? How the heck does that work?
Thumbnail's finishing up.
I didn't really.
And then
Awesome.
Then I'll start posting it up. Definitely, at least let some people know.
Yeah, I'm not sure if is it useful to try to get it on Instagram as well?
Okay, cool. I have the thumbnail. Let me send this to you. Do you have WhatsApp?
You can send it on. Oh yeah. hold on.
Just because if I send it to you by text message, that's likely not going to work. Or I can send it by email. Or let me see.
This is fine. It should be that.
Is there a way I can put the thumbnail up? Let's see.
That'd be easier.
Right. Okay. Let me try to send this your way. Do you have an Apple? Is your phone an
No,
iPhone?
unfortunately, no.
Okay, so we're gonna WhatsApp this then.
Yeah.
All right,
How
guys,
the
we're literally
heck?
minutes away of getting started.
Yep. This is like the stuff you shouldn't see before the show.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how you learn, though. Okay, cool.
Exactly.
So, you probably don't want to say your number over the phone. You want to send me your. You want to
I
Instagram me
did
your
actually.
cell.
I did. I think I sent it to you. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
I got
thought
it here.
you
Okay.
saw it.
Yeah,
I thought.
got it now. I would send it by Instagram, but the thing is, the compression will
Fair
not be
enough.
so good.
Come on. I just want to know if that's like how I do
All
that.
right, let me know what you think of this. This what do you call it? Thumbnail. It should be coming your
Let me
way.
see.
There, you should have it any time now.
How to stream simultaneously YouTube
Try
and
sending it again.
Instagram. I don't have it yet.
316510. I'm not
Oh,
gonna say that.
You
That's
almost
at least
exposed me,
some.
dude.
You're just gonna get spammed. You should have it now. Let me know. Watch
That's
it be
good.
someone else.
That's gold. That's
Is it
gold.
good?
That's gold. Yeah. So it's a
Okay,
little
cool.
bit like AI slop-ish, but it's okay.
Yeah. I try to stay away from
Yeah.
it, from the whole,
Yeah,
like,
it's hard.
we can talk about that after, but at least this will help, at least for right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I can
It's like short
I can
notice,
easily make, yeah. I
better
can
ones,
also,
but
yeah, we just gotta
we just had to have something fast. Okay.
exactly.
Thumbnail. I think this should do. Okay, save. There we go. Podcast live. Oh yeah, then I'll do my.
All right, so I'll start posting up. Is the thumbnail good to go? Have you uploaded
Cool.
it?
Yeah, it's
Cool.
uploaded. It's uploaded.
I will quickly put this up on my YouTube channel, and should be good to go.
Yeah. Okay. There's some people joining. So what's next, Camille versus? Yeah, I think we're just gonna go down the line with all the things. I do have some um, comments on the organization side of everything.
I'm like seconds away here. Give me a sec.
Yep. Pasting the link.
I'll upload a photo as well because apparently that's not going to work. Apparently, when you post a live, you do not get.
Wait a minute.
And I just need the link and I'm good to go. So redo this.
I just don't like buying or whatever.
We're coming in here.
Okay, well, we have to figure it out next time, I suppose. With
Yeah. We are good to go, though. I'm just putting up.
Okay, all right.
All right, we should be good to go. All right, let's roll.
Let's roll. Okay, just let me close these things. I just need the rankings or the EVW.
I'll also get it up on my Instagram as well. This should help as well.
Oh, I actually sent it in my team chat. By the way, that's the first thing I should have done.
It's okay. This is how you learn. I feel like I learn the hard way every time, and then I look back and I'm like, oh, I should have done that.
Well,
all right. East. Let's just do this.
Okay, I got the pre-match, guys. Do you want to talk about the tournament finalists? Because I didn't know there was going to be 3 matches beforehand. That was pretty crazy.
One sec. Is the audio cutting on your side, or is this me?
It is a little bit, yeah. Is that yours or is that mine?
I'm not going to touch my computer. This might help. Okay, I think we solved it. Yeah, so if you want, we definitely could. I watched some of the matches for the pre-card.
I do still hear some. Maybe unplug it and.
Myself and seeing if that helps.
Yep, let me try. Okay. We're almost ready to go, guys. Almost ready. All right, can I keep the chat open right here? That's cool. First, EVW have to fix the audio. Just like us.
So here, I'm actually going to unplug my mic and see if it has anything to do with my mic.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, you're good. You can come in. Cool. I think the issue might be gone.
Is it the different? I think it might have switched to another mic.
Yeah, it probably did switch. It's not this one anymore.
Okay.
Can you still hear me fine, or is
it? I do hear a bit of echo now, but
let's retry.
We're almost set to go, guys.
All right.
20 minutes in.
Yeah. It's like, all right. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. That's definitely not going to work. Huh.
Test.
Yeah, apparently I can't switch my mic mid through, so we might have to roll with this. How bad is it?
I think it's all right now, I suppose. Yeah.
All right. Sorry, guys. We're not using the mic today, apparently. It's all good.
All right.
Woo.
Okay. Are you ready?
Let's do it. Let's go. 20 minutes in, we finally
Okay.
Get started.
All right. Yeah, we're finally. Okay, I'm just going to do, even though it's not like an interview introduction, I'm just going to do a small one. Yeah, welcome to the Rip Kings ArmWrestling channel. My name is Owen, and today we are here with Keanu McGill. If I pronounce it correctly, sir. Welcome.
You got it.
Well, basically, you reached out to me. That was really awesome. It's the first time anybody reaching out to me to do a collab. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Super pumped to be here. After I saw your podcast with Pork Chop, I just like immediately, without even thinking, I was like, I gotta message this guy because I'm not a big fan. Well, I love podcasts, but I don't know. The podcast is pretty good, so I was like, I gotta reach out.
it's just I learn a lot. You know, I made some mistakes in the beginning with doing the interviews, and it's like, should I have done that? And just like you said, you learn the hard way, and but it's just so much fun, man. I get to learn so much from all these great athletes, and like I steal an hour of their time, and they just come on and just tell me all everything they know. It's just gold. It's just pure gold.
So how long have you been doing the podcast for? How new is it? Has it been a while?
I'd say the first person I interviewed, I think, was Philip Larson. That's the first guy I did an interview with, and that was about, I'd say, not, I think 10 months ago, 8, 9, maybe. And so it's fairly new, but I finally like figured out like, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to start doing this because this was feeling right.
Yeah.
And then I hit the Todd Hutchings video, and that's actually where it all began. It hit like 1,500 hours of watch time in a
Wow.
week.
Impressive.
So that was insane, and from that moment on I knew like, okay, I got to stick with this. I really took the time to dig in the essence of who Todd Hutchings is and his training style, because I
Of
couldn't
course.
come on with bullshit, right? There's
No.
shallow questions. I couldn't come on with that, so I really
You,
digged deep into the West Side Barbell system, and I think he noticed that I did, and that's why it went quite well. So
I feel like when
yeah.
you deal with some of these super high level athletes, you kind of have to do your homework a little because you can't just come on and ask very generic questions. Like people want to know the nit and gritty of, what makes them so good and get the secrets. But um, and I can rant about this. I'm not going to say East versus West has people like this, but there have been people in the past, especially doing interviews where I could, and I don't consider myself someone very knowledgeable when it comes to athletes or people across the board.
Mm.
Like I'm learning just like everyone else, but I could tell that this individual who was doing interviews didn't have much of a clue of what's going on. Like when I'm watching interviews, I want very professional, clean ask questions. I don't want just generic. I don't know. I can rant about this, but I knew exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah. But what did you think like overall? Like, is the pork chop interview the first one you've seen? Is that
It
the
was
one
the only
you
one
or
I looked into
the other
because
one?
I know Pork Chop a little bit. I think I might have arm wrestled with him once, but where I started arm wrestling is with his club. And
Mm.
I don't know, like I didn't watch a ton of it. I just knew that your podcast was sick, and I was like, okay, I definitely have to reach out. And
And
yeah, I
what
haven't.
gave that away? Because I always try to get better. Like, what did you think was really good on it, and maybe you've seen a little bit what could improve.
Mhm. Well, I think the biggest thing I liked with your podcast is you're actually just a guy legitimately doing real podcasts, not it wasn't cringy to me. There wasn't anything that stood out where I was like kind of questioning. I was like, this is, you're asking the right questions. You're really trying to find out, I wouldn't say maybe the secrets, but like what has made him so good in such a short period of time.
Hmm.
And there aren't many arm wrestling podcasts out there, at least that I follow. In fact, right, to be honest with you, I'm gonna follow. I don't even think I follow you. I'm gonna follow you right now. Let me see. That's how like much I don't watch. But let me double check. Regardless,
There's only
and
24 hours in a day.
yeah, exactly. Let's see. Let's see. There, I have now
Yeah, I
followed
also
you.
find it quite uh, difficult sometimes to figure out like what type of questions you should ask for what a person, because I've interviewed Devon like face to face for like a minute or so,
Yeah,
but interviewing him online, that's a whole different ball game, a ballpark. And like, I want to interview athletes that I think are interesting and people would like to see more about. And there's already so much about Devin Larratt. I mean, what am I going to add right now at this point
yeah.
in my podcasting career? I think there's so many other athletes that should be brought into the light, basically, to figure out what stuff they have going on, some personal stuff, some training stuff. So you try to switch it up a little bit and make the most fun out of it. So
100%. In fact, you know
yeah.
what? I'm gonna put someone's name out here. Um, I don't really care. So someone, Arm Wrestling J Max says 100% need knowledgeable people asking in-depth questions. One person that really, and this is one of a few. I'm not going to say this is a certain individual, but you guys might know him online, and his name is Tom. I can't even say his last name. Stubble.
Stubblebine?
Stubble. That's it. Stubblebine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, let's not hate on him. I think he's doing a very good thing, but it's just one of those things where I was listening to questions, and I was like a 5-year-old could ask these questions. Like I want to know the in-depth thoughts. Like I really want you to go in, but it was just very generic. So there you go. Now you know who I'm talking about.
I see. So I do think that asking questions in person and like pre thought of questions, that's like a whole different thing to really ask through. There was this one guy that was doing interviews at EVW 24. And I think he was also for the Daily Paper or something like this, like some sort of institution in the US. And he seemed like a real reporter. I was like, wow, this guy is really, really good at what he's doing. He took 4 or 5 minutes with all sorts of different athletes, and the interviews were really, really good.
Okay.
And I take those interviews, learn a bit from it, and I contacted him. It's like, yo, how do you approach things? So learn some stuff from him. But there is definitely a gap between online questions and in person. I even asked Brian Shaw some questions. Like I had like 60 seconds, completely fumbled the first part. Um, so and then it was like, yeah, last question, and I said that like 5 times. But this guy was so huge, I blanked. I like blanked out a little bit, but I don't think it was too bad. So okay,
Yeah, it
um,
must have been a little intimidating though being near Brian Shaw because he's just
oh,
such a monster.
I was like, holy shit, this guy is huge. He's dropped like 40 pounds, right?
Yeah, I think he's dropped almost 100. I know he's on some crazy
A
weight loss
hundred.
journey.
Yeah, it's like how do you say? When your girlfriend breaks up with you, you go to the gym, you work out, and then you lose that arm wrestling, and you just lose 100 pounds, and then no, he's
That's
awesome.
scary.
He is awesome, but I hope to see him again, but maybe in the future sometime. But we'll see.
Yeah,
Okay,
Brian
so
Shaw's a whole
where
different
where should we
counterpart.
start it off? Where should we start it off concerning the
Well,
rankings? I don't have the names, but
I do like so we can pretty much start at the beginning. I didn't watch too much of the prelim matches, but I will say for the first time, well, I wouldn't say for the first time, but my buddy Alex Kerja, I can't say his name, can't say his last name. Alex,
Gurdecha?
no, he was the first match of the night. He's like a 18-year-old Georgian, 17-year-old. I've arm wrestled with him in Ontario when I first started, and the guy is finally on East versus West, and this was 6 years ago. So this kid has came a long way. I just want to give him a shout out. It's super impressive to see a young kid at his age. He was the first match of the night against the Chinese guy, which I'm gonna pull up.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah. I'm
pull up
also
the.
get some stuff just to see it in here.
Let's see if I can get in here.
Oh, this is the extended pass. No, that's not the one that I want. But
Okay,
well,
so they.
before we dig into that, let me see. I did think. What did I heard also some people with the audio in the comments. I do think that having the audience audio on a sidetrack or something is good because you can feel the atmosphere at home. It's very hard to feel connected to the hype of a match when you can't hear the people around it. Maybe they have to use some type of audio that they can just put under the main track or something. I don't know, like figure
It needs
something
to
out.
be like the UFC.
Exactly, because right now like, I had a couple of times, don't know which East versus West it was, but where you were listening and it was just a match and you couldn't even hear the athletes. I think they fixed that now, so that's good. So you can hear the athletes scream and puff and huff and puff, etc. Um, but yeah,
Do you
I think
know
that that needs to be.
Do you know if for the audio? I know for previous events, let's just say if Travis Bejan was commentating, and do you know if the athletes themselves can hear the commentating, or is that overlaid on
I
TV?
I think
Does anyone in the chat know? I'm curious because I'm
I
saying
think
like,
we can. We can a little bit. I was at EVW 22 and 23 and we could hear it a little bit, but like you could hear people talking, but you couldn't really hear what the intricacies of what they were saying.
okay, so the
So,
commentators, even though we hear the overlap on television, the athletes that are pulling are not hearing the advice that they're talking about.
I don't think so. I don't think so. At least I couldn't really hear it.
Yeah.
Audio was terrible. I mean, come on, they can do better. Yeah. Vowels. So that was one thing I wanted to talk about. Another thing that I found a bit um, better actually is that they changed the um, not the podcast, but the previous thing that they go all get on stage. What's the I forgot the word for it.
The venue?
The the Friday, like on Friday they all got on the stage.
Oh, the press conference.
The press conference, yeah, thank you. I think they actually cleaned that up pretty well because you could see the athletes exhausted sitting on the stage for like 2 hours, like, oh shit, I gotta stay on here. And I think that went pretty well. They just get them to the table, they talk some trash or whatever they do to get introduced, have the final words, and they face off. And then I think they cleaned that up pretty good.
100%. Yeah, the thing, you don't want to be there for too much time, but I also think it's good to get the athletes' perspectives, and the best way to do it is just be one-on-one with them. So if you can bring them up and speak with them, I think that's a little bit better than maybe having everyone sat down and everyone kind of just talking.
Yeah.
I kind of, maybe it's because I'm a UFC fan, but I kind of wish they did maybe like the UFC where the fans just ask the questions. Hey, Camille, what do you think about so and so? Hey, Devin, what do you think about so and so? Not so much like one person asking every single person a question each time. What do you think about your opponent? What do you think about your opponent? I want to know what the crowd wants to hear and see from the athletes. Personal opinion.
Yep. That's also what I discussed with Julian. Julian's a friend of mine, and he's also a team member on the team. We go back to quite of the beginning of the arm wrestling club, and we're also discussing that the same thing. Like we need some more interaction with the crowd. I've said this to Neil, and I've said this to Coach Ray to have in between the matches somebody just walk by and ask like, oh, what do you think of this match, what did you see, and then you get more interaction with the crowd, right? Because the
100%.
people, the viewers are the foundation of the sport. If they're not there, then nothing stands with it. So I think last time they did some interviews with people, I think Coach Ray did it with some of the fans. I think that was great. It felt like my idea, but I mean, because I told them. But hey, who knows? Who knows? But I think that would be a bit better if they did that just in between fights or something, just real short, and then yeah, I think that'd be
Yeah,
better.
I feel like I don't know. Well, the sport is not as big as the UFC, but I like the idea that the reporters, you're only allowed so many reporters to come in. They ask all the juicy questions. There's no filter. Like it's not premeditated where Neil Pickup just asks every single question to every individual athlete. Now, I don't know,
Yeah.
like maybe like yeah, because you would have like reporters, you'd have the fans, but we definitely need more interaction from the other side versus someone at a table asking every single question, in my opinion.
How would
Uh,
that work?
Arm Wrestling J Max says, no, I believe they're like the UFC off stage a bit. So if you listen to them, you could hear, but when you're pulling, you don't hear much or zoned out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly how it felt like there.
Crowd was pretty weak. Shouldn't have been huge. Should have been huge in Georgia.
I know
Yeah.
that's the other thing. I saw a lot of empty chairs there. A lot of empty chairs. Um, I do think that it's quite hard to you can't really keep peaking with your promotions, right? It's not really that it's not really possible to just keep on. Oh, this is better, and this is even better than last time. You can't do that because that's just not how things work. You know, UC
Mhm.
300 is completely different from 325, right?
Oh, 100%.
Um,
Yeah, each event. I mean, it's came a long way from where it was, but there's still a long way to go. And I think having the right, like the marketing is pretty decent right now, but you know, how do I say this? The trash talk is so bad. Like, uh, yeah,
my
it's pretty bad.
sister my sister she came with us for filming and other stuff as well, and she said I find it annoying, and she doesn't really watch the sport. Now that I'm into it, she sometimes like watch like, oh, did the African guys win again? It's like, yeah, they did, and then she likes to hop in and see what they how they performed.
Yeah.
um, but the most annoying thing she found is that you have the constant translation between the athletes and the and to English basically, which is understandable that it needs to happen, but it does break up the the flow
Mhm.
of everything. But I have no solution for it. But
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because when you're spending like when you're doing the post-fight interviews or pre-fight interviews and you have a translator the whole time, to be honest, when I hear that, I just usually skip over it. It's too much. Like it's okay if you just want to hear an answer, like if you're hoping for a specific answer, but if it's general conversation, um, I probably won't listen. Unfortunately, I think that's as like unless if you're a big fan, but yeah, the translation thing can be an issue long term. So I think that's something that as more money comes in the sport and there are more opportunities, I think brushing up on people's English should be a priority.
yep, they could work with coaches and that type of stuff. Just only for PR, right? And they could give them easy questions. It's also possible, or maybe even pre-organized questions, and they just sort of like study it, right? But
Of
it does look
course.
a little bit cleaner.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, they should definitely have subtitles when the athletes speak. Arm Wrestling J Max says. Alex is doing the best he can. Are you talking about Kurdecha? Alex who?
How how would that
Yeah.
actually work? Because then you'd have you'd
You wouldn't
have
be
the
able to do it
athlete
immediately.
speaking. But what
No.
they
It
could
would have to be
do,
in post
what
production.
what they could do, it depends on how much budget there is, obviously, but they could space it out so they do the interview right after, and immediately a team of people is going to work on it, and then maybe 30 minutes later, bam, you publish it in between rounds or whatever, in between
Hmm.
matches. But that's something they could do maybe a little bit later on. But I think that would clean it up quite good.
Yeah, like I said, just as someone who's a
Okay.
fan of the sport and who's super involved, the translation, if I'm not interested in a specific answer, I'll just skip over it.
Yeah.
Camille is the best top roller in the world. Bob Anderson, welcome to the chat, Bob. I've seen him before.
We'll
Uh,
we'll get into
yeah.
that.
Okay.
I can't wait to talk about that, man. Okay,
Yeah.
let's take it off with the athletes.
Let's jump. Let's jump in. So, did you watch the? Do you want to talk about the prelim fights, or do you want to just get into the main card? Because there's quite a few matches on the main card.
Everything, everything. We can hop over and see where it goes.
Okay.
Um, I was actually on a boat watching this. I was at a party.
Okay. What kind of party?
So in the Netherlands, we basically just like it's like canal. Um, not surfing, but I mean you drive it basically. But we just chill out on the water with like a small boat. It's quite long, and you just have a table in the middle. Everybody drinks something, and you have some music on. I was like, I'm not gonna miss EVW. Uh,
Yeah, no, you don't. The hardest part too is like there's been times. Whoa, whoa, geez, I'm getting the event up here. Hopefully that doesn't butcher anything. Okay, we should be fine now. There's been times where like even recently, like I had a provincial tournament and I couldn't watch the event and I'm stressing. So I'm like, I could be streaming and watching the event right now. Oh, but we're good. So yeah, the first match of the night, we had I I gotta say his name wrong. Zhao? Is that what he's saying? Zhao? Zhao?
Zhao, his
Zhao.
his bicep looks huge, man.
Yeah. Versus Alex Koshatsi. Now I know Alex. I don't know him very well, but he pulls out of a club that I've arm wrestled with him. I had the chance to arm wrestle with him about 6 years ago when he had about 6 months of experience. And this guy's hand is ridiculous. And he was like 14 or something. And to see the progress he's made is ridiculous. And then seeing him come on, like I didn't know he was pulling up at East versus West until the event started. And I was like, what? Alex is here. That's crazy. And very interesting matchup. A lot of low hand top roll from Alex. Zhao, dude, this guy's arm is ridiculous.
What weight category was this again?
I know Alex pulls 77 kg. So I don't know if it's 77 kg for East versus West, but that's usually his weight.
I'm not sure if his left arm is like a pump covered, but he looks like like Zog, but then in a different weight
I
class.
recognize the same thing. Yeah, he seems to be one arm dominant. I don't know too much about him, but his right arm is definitely 100% much larger than his left.
You got some crazy genetics out there, because I don't think that happens just over like 2-3 years of arm wrestling, right? It's just like
that's a lot of
must be
pumpkin
something
training for
genetic,
sure.
right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hard. I know Devin talks about this a lot, but genetically, his arms are no, I wouldn't say genetically. His other arm is fairly big, but I think he's clearly one arm dominant. Yeah, so it was interesting to see. I could actually say one of my friends, like a legit friend, has competed. It's just so sick.
It's pretty cool to see that happen, and you didn't even know. It's like a surprise. You
Came out
start
of
watching. It's
nowhere.
like,
I'm like, what?
but aren't
Alex
these the guys that all won during the Challenger? Not the Challenger Cup, but I think it's called King of the Table now, right? Because they changed it up.
Yeah, there's a pre-tournament for
I also
it.
like the top down they added. I really like that, the top down view.
What do you mean?
Sometimes they switch the camera top
Oh
down.
yes, yeah, for sure.
That's good.
What's saying? I think the East versus West. I think East versus West wasted so much potential for the 115 class. Yeah, I mean Devin's out of that now. They could have it like news and such with a 30-second delay, but I'm sure there's been. Yeah, you're good. They could have it like the news and such with a 30-second delay, but I'm sure there is many option for speech devices to speak back English. Yeah, I think that might be one of the critics for the sport currently is just the audio, man. If there was a way that it could be automatically translated, I think that would go a long way. But yeah. Arm wrestling gym at Climax.
Like I said. I think the safest bet is just to do it, record it, post-production stuff, and then send it. Because the event takes quite a bit of time, so.
It is. Like, you can't delay the live event, but then you should have a post-production crew on it ASAP. Like,
yep.
As the event's going, you should have a crew working on it so you can get this out, like,
in between matches.
Within minutes. And I will say, I will critique the East versus West. Because how often would you? Well, they don't do it, but the UFC, when you pay for a pay-per-view, within 2 weeks, you don't see the matches for free.
Mm-hmm.
The matches for
Mm-hmm.
if you're, in my opinion, if you're East versus West and you want to make money, don't have the matches come out 1 week later for free for everyone else to see. Just keep it
Yep.
locked, and then 1 year down the road, release it to keep people buying, right? Because if I don't have an issue paying the money, but if I didn't have the capital to do it, I'd just be like, oh, I'm going to wait a week and I'll be able to see the footage anyway.
Yeah. That's a fair remark. But maybe in their eyes, they're thinking, okay, we do both because we want to grow, because we want people to see it, and we want to. But I think your opinion is quite fair.
I mean, of course, it's
I
nice
just
to
don't
see the
think they're
footage
gonna
and
do it.
free, but it's like, man, you're not helping the sport at all by just giving free matches. Everyone, we pay $30, at least that's what it comes to in Canadian, and then 1 week later it's free. No, I don't have an issue. I'm really trying to support, but if I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, it's not the same perspective for everyone. Okay, so
What else do
then
they have?
yeah, so then the following matchup, um, some of these I've been in and out for. I was getting
Oh,
prep for the stream.
Mr. Green asked, did they live stream the King of the Table tournament? I think they did in the extended edition, right? Or did they
Uh,
not?
yeah, I did not watch the event, so I can't clarify. I would assume that there was a stream somewhere for it.
Mm.
There's also guys that are much stronger in one arm. They both look the same size. I mean, yeah, clearly. Especially when your arm is twice the size of. Okay, so the following match
Next one.
was between Daniel Roman and Grigory Liachuk. Hopefully, I didn't butcher that.
Those two big boys.
Yeah, I think these guys are like super heavyweight. And Danier, I feel like I'm going to butcher that dude. Coming out with a victory. I don't know too much about these individuals. I believe he's from Kazakhstan.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was an easy 2-1 victory for him. Let's see. I want to get to matches that I think, at least at the earlier ones,
Are interesting enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick.
Artem Popov, that was all right.
He did lose his wrist from the side, attacking and then pulling back again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What else do we have?
Yeah, so then Tim Tomalaj, that's another guy I know personally. He competed, which was super cool to see. I never thought yeah, Tim Tomalaj. Yeah. Talamaj.
That
I don't
was
know if I say it wrong. Sorry.
that was such Talmage, right? Or
Talamaj, yeah.
Sorry, Tim.
Yeah, sorry.
We apologize.
My ADHD's kicking in,
But
yeah.
that match, I would have counted that match of the evening if the matches later on didn't happen with
Exactly.
Kablonsky and Georgie. What a
Yeah,
comeback was that! Holy crap, that was really
100%.
impressive.
Yeah, the fact that Tim Talmadge and Bella, I'm not going to say last name, I'll butcher it, but I would have, up until the Kamil Jablonski matchup, that would have been probably fight of the night. And just an absolute war with Tim and Vala. For Tim to take a 3-0 in the third round, you're talking about redlining for about 30 seconds in a losing position. I mean, he's inches from the pin pad, and he's sitting right here. And then at some point, he's just pure side pressure and gets the pin. Super impressive.
Yeah, that was the first time I screamed. That was the first time I screamed that on the boat. I was like, holy frick!
Yeah, I'm going to turn the AC on.
Trying to
It's getting
find
hot here.
Let me see. Boy, was he good. I mean, I'm not sure how long. I think Tim had over like 10, 15 years in the sport, even. Was it?
Who's that? Sorry.
Um,
Boy was good. He has
that Tim.
potential.
Tim has like
Oh yeah, Tim has quite a bit of
10,
time.
15 years in the sport.
Yeah, I don't know the amount, but I know he's been
I'm
arm
trying to.
wrestling for a long time. And I arm wrestled in Washington State in 2022, and he was like doing really well then as well. And that was years ago. So, um, yeah, I'll ask Tim next time I talk to him. But I'm pretty sure he has well over 10 years. He might even be close to 20 years of pulling. We then go to Ryan Belanger and Zurab.
He says in the U.S. phonetically we say Talmudge. That's just how we pronounce it anyway.
Talmadge. Yeah. Let's see.
Talmudge.
In the U.S., let me see Talmadge. Talmadge. Okay, yeah, Tim Talmadge. I always called him
I
in.
was also sorry.
No, go ahead.
Go on. Oh.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, sure. I was also kind of surprised to see Manifester there. I did hear he suffered one loss in the tournament, and then he did pull with the other arm, obviously. But I'm curious if they have like rules for that eventually, right? Because I mean, obviously his right hand, he's not in the rankings yet, or the other hand. Is it right hand or left hand? I don't remember.
I don't recall, but I know he's good. But he didn't pull this tournament.
Well, he did. Manifester was in the prelim stuff.
Okay, that's why I told you I missed a couple in the early rounds.
Yeah. So I was quite surprised to see him there because I thought we were only getting one prelim match, and then now we have four. So, but yeah, it was pretty cool to see him on that stage
Well, it's
as well.
interesting because
Again,
like this is where the production is lacking in the prelims. Um, who was on the mic? Was it no? It was Neil Pickup, and they stated that they were on pay per view, and they clearly weren't. They were literally in the prelims. And then I'm looking at the card, and I'm like, what? I already paid for this. How am I watching it for free on YouTube? But there was a moment in time where he stated that they're live on pay per view, and I was like, no, you're not. So
not
yeah,
yet,
so
not yet.
no, definitely not yet. And then of course there being several matches prior. I think there was like 4 or 6 of them.
But do you think that eventually they would need rules for athletes that are already in the rankings in the EVW to participate in tournaments, or should that just be open for still for everybody? Because then, like, I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen. But what you could do as an EVW athlete, you could go down, just participate in the tournament and try to gatekeep the whole show. You know what I mean? Not saying that athletes are going to do that, but that would be possible if they'd be allowed
Yeah,
to
that's
to
an
join all
interesting
the different weight
concept
categories.
because I think when you get to the East versus West caliber and you're constantly winning there, at least you're winning more than losing. You're so high level that is it really worth you to go to a local state tournament or to your provincial tournament to nationals? I mean, nationals maybe so, but all of your focus is just about winning this tournament. So that would be like the equivalent of maybe Devin competing at nationals.
Yeah.
Clearly, Devin will be number one. Does he have to compete? Technically, he could. But when you've won it 50 times, does it really matter anymore when you can focus on literally the best in the world? So, good question. To be honest, I'm actually genuinely not sure. Um, I don't know. I
Because
think, yeah.
let's say that I'm in the, I think it's the minus or like the 105 kilogram category. Um, I lose some weight, I cut down, or at 105. I become, I don't know, I'm placed 8 or 9, whatever, and I decided to go for the same arm but in a different weight category and just try to um, I don't know, go into the Challenger Cup and then participate and then try to win in a division below. Would
Hmm.
that still be fair? Because I think the Challenger Cups are meant for people coming into the EVW instead of. I'm not saying that this is wrong because I mean he didn't have a ranking on the other hand, but I'm just curious to
Are you saying to cut
as
weight
the
and then
league
compete at a
grows.
different arm?
Yeah, just like so cut weight or whatever, and do the left arm, for example, in like 95. Would that still be fair for me to go through the whole? Because you're already a name within the.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
think.
curious too.
Yeah, I think I think I'm in full support of the whole weight cut and competing in different weight classes. If you can cut the weight
As
and
in the
win
tournament,
there,
I mean, right?
yeah.
In the tournament, I mean.
So the tournament prior to East versus West, like the
Exactly. Yeah. If that should still be open to EVW athletes,
I
or
also
if
yeah
that should be solely for people who haven't.
mm,
Yeah.
I think that should be solely for people who are not currently on the card. So I
So
kind of
that
like what they're
means.
doing because if you had these athletes competing on the pre-tournament, they've already proven that they can compete at the highest level. So for me, it would
Yeah.
be completely pointless to see. I want to see the next best guys incoming, if it's only one or two. Um,
So
yeah,
that would mean that Manifester would not be allowed to participate in that tournament, right? Because he's already on the cards,
yeah, exactly.
but not with that
That's the
arm.
way I'd
But
probably see it. If you've already competed or you are currently active in East versus West, I think there's no reason for you to compete on the pre-card unless if Robert Baxter cuts you and there's no way you're coming back. You got to earn to come back.
yeah, yeah.
I try
I
to
think
see it a lot
that
like the
be a
UFC.
fair.
Yeah, I try to see it a lot like the UFC, where the UFC has a contender series, and a lot of these fighters who, they spend months and months competing to try to get a contract. But obviously, you wouldn't see UFC athletes in there. So that's kind of my train of thought.
Yep, I stand behind that too.
Let's see what would be just going through. Oh, let's talk about the women's match. Gabby Vasconcelos against
Vasconcelos,
Vasconcelos. There we go. You see, my pronunciation is not
second
good.
person I interviewed. Second person, 34-time world champ.
Yeah, dude, that girl's a menace. I found out
She
yesterday.
exactly.
I didn't realize, like, obviously women are not 6 feet tall, but dude, I didn't realize she was 5'2". That is a small person, and she's a complete menace on the table.
I think
And
she weighs like
against,
around 95 kilograms.
yeah, oh, she's a monster. Yeah, she is a problem. I think now 35-time world champ, completely
35.
eradicates Arena. Um, yeah, I think there was a lot like first match was very interesting. They end up going to strap, end up slipping,
Mm-hmm.
and then of course, right from the moment that they strap up, she had clear
Control.
yeah, exactly, clear control from the start. And there were times in the matchup where she's just sitting there, like as soon as she got control, she knew it was over. And she's in the center of the table, just looking at the crowd, smiling, like there's no chance Arena's gonna beat me. So it begs the question, like, who has Gabby? Because at this point,
I mean, it was a whole different ball game with Barbora, because then she was not looking at the crowd. She was struggling a lot in that in all the setups with Barbora.
I
But
mean,
I
Baboro
don't
too
like
is huge.
I love to see eventually somebody being able to spar with her or at least challenge Barbora to get some more movement into the female league as well. Because if you're just solely on top, it's like she's like the Lavon of the female
Oh, for
female
sure.
division.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we should see a rematch at some point between those two. Um, what's
I
crazy
do think
about
they have already like pulled 2 times already, or maybe 3 times.
I do
think so.
remember them
Maybe. Well,
pulling.
that was the other arm. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, but Bora, I'm pretty sure she's like 6 feet tall. She's really big.
She actually refed me during when was it? The offside tournament in Vienna. That was pretty cool. She was my ref
Oh, nice,
during one of my
nice.
matches.
Have you talked to her much?
Nah, not really. I just said hi.
Yeah,
That's it. I was just trying to focus to destroy my opponent.
yeah. You know what I find interesting about arm wrestling, and I'm sure you can relate, and anyone in the chat can relate. When you come into the sport and you're super new, and you see the Devons on TV, you see the Matt Mass, the Dave Chafees, you see Irakli, Levon, all these people. When you're super new and you're an amateur, everything is so surreal. Like these are, you know, high level athletes. You treat them like they're God. Like they're just you'll never be able to relate with them. And then you realize you go to a tournament and they're just reffing your matches, or you show up and they're just a normal person. And you're like, oh, okay. Like I see after I met Devin, I met Matt Mask years ago. I see him all over the internet and I'm like, he's just a person. He's just good. Like there's nothing special
I
with
love Matt.
like just yeah. So I think as a kid or when you're really new, it's super exciting. And it's like, oh my God, Devin Larratt. And then you meet him and he's literally just a person. That's all it is. And he's just good. So when you see athletes like Barbora, if it's Gabby, anyone, once you actually arm wrestle with them, it's a small world. Arm wrestling is very small. It's huge, but it's small. And if you're in the sport long enough, you're very likely to meet most of these athletes at the minimum. You're probably going to meet Brian Shaw. You'll realize he's also just a normal person who happens to be 7 feet tall, 600 pounds. And then the Jesse James East, Jesse James West, and Larry Wheels, and they're all just people with big followings. Really, that's all it is.
And they also started somewhere.
Yeah. 100%.
That's what I made a video yesterday about that, is that when you want to start out doing something in arm wrestling or any other niche, the first thing is that your heart's got to be in it, because if your heart's not in it, you can't be busy with it every single day, or at least you're not gonna do that for for 20 years. The second is you don't have to be good at the beginning. You can be bad even. You don't even have to be great, because you can
Yeah.
learn it. And the third thing was, don't be scared to experiment different things and see what clicks. And then if you got those 3 things, just roll with that and
Mhm.
just stay consistent, keep going, meet new people, learn new skills, learn how to set up a YouTube live stream.
Yeah. I've been doing this for 6 years and I mean, I've never really done it. So yeah, make sure you know what you're doing. Learn how to do these things.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Arm wrestling is an interesting sport because you kind of either have maybe two types of people. You have people who are just casuals who show up and, maybe have some drinks and hang out and just love being part of it. Or you have people who are all in. And then you get the people
Yep.
who come in and leave because they just get hurt, and it's understandable to a certain extent. But yeah, I mean, I don't know about you. We'll get back in the matches in a second, but like soon as I wake up in the morning, dude, like everything evolves around either training, recovery, YouTube,
Yep.
streaming.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy. Like you got to be psychotic, really.
I mean, I'm pushing out like 5 to 6 test reels every single day, and I've grown 350 followers in like 5 days. I thought I
That's
was I
crazy.
was I thought I was pushing it hard before,
Yeah,
and now I check. Now I was like, dude, yeah, it's different. Also created one piece of content last week. It reached 2 million views on a short, and now I got 10K Facebook followers.
it's crazy.
I'm like,
I will say I've been doing YouTube for 6 years. I've never had one viral video, never, and that's okay. One day,
I mean, is that short wise or is that like long form wise? Because long form is completely
everything.
different, of course.
I mean, what's viral though? Like, how many views do you consider viral? you know.
Like 600,000
Yeah, no, not even
ish.
close. Not even close.
I've had
No.
two shorts. I've had two. Like my sister filmed the stage walks of Devin Larratt and Vitali. 700,000 views on YouTube. 1 million, or I mean on Instagram. It was just the stage walks, but those were grand. Those were grand stage walks in comparison to now. I found them like kind of meh. Like it was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, get him on that stage, do the stage. That was freaking sick, man. That was
Yeah.
really awesome. But now I try to get people into what I do with other shorts, but
I
sometimes
so
it's
so
like
here's my take
60
on this.
views.
And this
Okay.
goes for all creators, okay? And this is where I really we'll get into matches here shortly. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but like you also don't want to build like you and I have very different brands going at the moment, right? Let's just say
Mm-hmm.
like you're going down the podcast route. So you need to have specific people in order to help promote your channel because it's interviews, right? For me, it would be so easy for me to just throw Devin Larratt on all my videos and just have
Mm-hmm.
people click, but I don't want to do that because everyone else is doing it. Like there is zero chance I'm gonna build my brand off of putting Devin's face on every reel and every short and every video. Like if I want to do that, all I'm gonna do is just type arm wrestling and you're gonna see millions of videos come up. And if you want people to trust you, you kind of got to do your own thing, man. I'm not. So, anyway, that's a whole different
I
can of
agree
worms.
with that. I
Yeah.
agree with just doing your own thing, even though at the beginning it might not get as many traction as it might eventually get. But the thing, what I was doing before I wanted to research what I wanted to do, I checked online. I saw every arm wrestling news guy, a faceless channel, and I think a personal brand is very important because people need to know, like, do you know who Concrete Elbow is? Do you know Arm Wrestling News? Or I
Oh
mean,
my
I think it's like
god.
an indie guy. I
I
mean,
I'm
it's
not gonna
just,
make any comments on this. People know my opinion.
I mean, it's fine because like they're reporting and it's news. They're
That's their
putting stuff
thing.
out there, but it's just not
That's
for
for
me.
them.
It's just not for me
No, no.
because I like arm wrestling and I see myself as an arm wrestler every single day when I wake up and when I go to bed. But I don't want to, like, when Devin Larratt clips his toenails, for example, I don't want to be talking about that type of stuff. I want to get some information, get it out there, do my thing, learn from that experience, make sure that other people learn, and then I add other
Exactly. Learn
stuff
and
during the day
teach.
as well.
Learn and teach. And I will reiterate. I will say like, I'm not a fan of some of these channels who
No, no, there's some of them are
like.
they're
Okay, look.
definitely
So
good.
here, I'm not. Look, I'll be completely honest. I don't like watching arm wrestling news. But if I want to find out something, I will click on one of the videos just to find out. Soon as I know what I need to know, I'm
Yeah,
gone.
you're
But
gone.
if
Yeah,
someone but if someone like him, let's just say he launches a product of some sort and he's trying to sell something of anything, I do not care because I don't treat that as something where there's trust. For me, that is just a quick news source to get my fix for news. And that's not a bad thing because that channel is designed that way. But for me,
yep,
most people won't go out and make a YouTube video and spend 12 hours filming a vlog because like people don't have that much time on their hands. So everyone has
true.
their own thing, but the
But you
like
do
with
create a more personal side of it then. If
yes,
with filming the 12 hours, doing everything, people feel like, hey, I think I know who Keanu is. I see what he's
100%.
doing. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the groundwork. I like what, and then they might buy a product or
Exactly. There's more
who
trust, a lot
knows.
more trust.
Yeah,
Now I will say, like, I, I don't like those types of channels, but if I see something that's interesting, like, oh, Devin in the Levon match is off. Okay, why? Quickly click and that's it. But most of it's
bam.
clickbait. Most of it's using someone's face. Hey guys, I just got to break news to you that this happened. It's like I don't care, but I do care. So it's a very weird dynamic.
Yeah.
But anyway,
It's that
yeah.
short dopamine that's telling you to, like, oh, click, and then that's it.
I just
It's
need to
not like,
get what I need to
oh,
get. I'm out.
Keanu dropped a new video about XYZ, or XYZ. Oh, cool. I wanna see what he's been up to.
And this is
But yeah, like
the
you
other
said,
thing too. It's like, and I'm really trying not to shit on other creators because like my stuff is corny and cheesy and it's not for everyone, and I get it. It's fine, but I
high
can't like,
five. Same here.
yeah, let's go. Hey, you'll stay small enough long enough, and then you'll be big enough soon enough. But the biggest thing I see with channels like this is like I already have trouble finding motivation to teach, and which is the best feeling after. Once you give value to someone, it's awesome. But I cannot imagine waking up going, "Oh my god, I got to tell the whole world about someone else's life. Oh my god, I got to tell someone
Exactly.
else about like." Don't you have other like? But it's an arm wrestling news channel, so
Yes.
like that
Yeah, but I
that's what
feel the
it's
same way.
for.
It's exactly the.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So it fulfills its purpose. That's what it's
Exactly.
doing,
And
and
I'm
that's
not
fine.
hating that I'm not
Nope.
I'm really
Nope.
trying not to disrespect. It's not for me, but if I need something to click on, I'm gonna click on it. But
There you there you get it. There you
yeah.
click on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And good. I wish them all well for
Um.
sure.
100%, because we all grow. You need arm wrestling news channels, you need
You
interview
need it.
channels, you need teaching
You
channels,
need it.
you need everything.
Yeah.
It's an ecosystem.
Yeah, of course. You need it. And there are people who are not going to like what I do and like someone else, and that's completely fine. Like, I'm okay with that. But you do need in all sports, like you need the arm wrestling news. You need people like Tom Stubblebine. He also does something
Hmm.
similar where he's breaking news. You need different perspectives and different opinions.
Yep.
Fully respectable for sure. But
Yep.
like Mr. Green is saying, I find many of these clickbait channels so annoying. Yeah, if you really want to piss people off, clickbait immediately. Yeah. It's not
Yep.
clickbait is not what it used to be. 10 years ago you could get away with it. Now if people don't have that instant fix of like they know what they're getting into, if they're not promised in the first 30 seconds or they don't see it, they're going to click away.
Yep. Yeah, that's
Anyway,
how I create my last thing I say, and then we get into the rest of the matches. But how I
yep.
create my thumbnails is basically I ask the AI if what's the most interesting thing we talked about. I use that, and then I put that on the screen. So the thing with Porky is the leverage, right, for the operation basically. That really
Sure.
happened. You can find that in the interview, and that was an interesting part. So I cut it, and then you saw him do like that, and I was like, oh, leverage for operation for leverage, and
Exactly.
then bam. So you're not
Yeah, and when I
lying,
watched
and I
that
don't
clip, I
like lying.
remember
So
and exactly when I clicked on that video and I watched, what I found interesting is he was actually talking about when speaking with a doctor how if he could have it rearranged so it makes him a better arm wrestler just from something so simple. But
yep.
what you gave to the audience is what was promised. And let's okay. Last thing before we get into the next match here of Adam Warzinski and Nardalet Idarkhan. Speaking of AI images, okay, I think it's pretty obvious that 99% of arm wrestling creators, let's just arm wrestlers, are using AI images of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is 99% of them are using it. Um, how do I say this? I'm going to give you an example, and I'm going to use the Ottawa High Hookers, and they're just one of many examples. They posted a picture, and take it for what you want, but it's factual. Anyone can look this up. They posted a picture of two arms, you know, the classic two arm wrestling, and then there's a brachialis on the inside of the arm, in one of the arms. Like
Mm-hmm.
here, when you flex, you have the muscle that's out here, right? So that muscle was in here when the picture was taken, or not taken, but the way AI made it. And I'm like, that picture is completely messed up. That doesn't even make any sense. If you're going to use AI, which I'm a huge proponent of AI, I use Claude, I use Perplexity, I use ChatGPT, I use different programs. But if you're going to use it, at least make it look realistic and try to manipulate it in a
Mm-hmm.
way. If you can make an image, it takes 10 seconds to just alter it. Hey, make sure the brachialis is not on the inside of the arm. Enter. 2 seconds. Done.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I don't know
Val
if you
says
can.
we're hypocrites.
Oh,
I
I'm a
think because
hypocrite
of
for
the
sure.
of this video, because we used the AI video or
Oh,
AI
I
thumbnail
used it
for this video.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
But also, like, I'll use AI in my videos and I will deliberately try to eliminate things on the picture so it doesn't come off as ChatGPT. Because one thing I'm getting annoyed of now, and I'm sure you could probably relate, is you go on YouTube and most stuff is ChatGPT thumbnails of some sort, at least.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's not authentic. Anybody can go on and go, here, put this in, and it's like, I've seen that a million times. I've been guilty. I've done it myself.
Usually more or less is more. Moderation.
Yes.
Yeah. So just because I made the pork chop, the second one I also made it with AI, but it's a clear background. You see Porky and you see the text. That's it. So it's less overall. But we also still have Zurab versus Ryan actually
Yes.
before that,
Ryan
right?
Belanger
After
got
Tim.
smashed, I believe.
I did you expect that to happen? Did you
I
expect that to
wasn't
happen
sure.
with Ryan Belanger?
Oh, that would have happened. Okay, yeah. I think the first match was fairly close. I'll pull it up here. Um, I did not expect a 3-0 victory, but it
Mm-hmm.
seemed like um, early on Ryan had a little bit of a sticky point, but it completely faded away, and then
Yep,
each match seemed to get
it
quicker and
faded
quicker.
away.
Yeah.
Was it
I mean,
in his pronation? He kept a little bit of a pronation once he got opened
I
up,
think
right? Isn't that
Zurab's
correct? Or?
side pressure and low cup was just too much. Like
Mm.
Ryan Belanger was, he seemed to be really good at the beginning in that defensive position, but Zurab's side pressure and low cup, too much torque, and then each match I think ended quicker and quicker.
Yep.
Let's
The
see.
first couple rounds really did some damage on him.
Let's see. I have it right here.
I'm also really surprised once I watched this. I'm really amazed by how Mayan Starengas did against Zurab. When I watched this match, I'm like really impressed how that guy almost smoked Zurab. He was posting a little bit last time they faced, unfortunately, because I was
Was that a left-hand
betting on
match?
Mayan. It might have been.
I know.
I
I
think
know
it
he's
might.
good
Yeah, it
both
might have
arms.
been. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Mayan surprised me when he pulled Auden. I didn't know really too much about him. I just knew he was a guy from
Whew.
Israel who was good, and yeah, he lit Auden up. He lit him right up.
4 years. 4 years in the sport, dude.
Yeah, this is where genetics
Like
plays. I mean,
I
but that
think
guy is
yeah.
that guy is sauced right now. Oh my god. Yeah,
But
good kid though. I like
who I'm
him.
not
He's
sure who
good.
said it last time. I'm not sure who said it last time, but the new age of arm wrestling is here. You have people that have the chance to get on the EVW stage to show themselves. Like, I mean, a year ago, who the heck knew who Manifester was? And right now he's champion. You know, this is how people's life can change. If you're really that
Yeah.
good, bam, you win a cup there. You get on stage, you get another match, and boom, you're in the EVW.
I
If you're
mean,
good enough.
wait until we see EVW 100 when that's going to come and how far the sport will have come. I mean, you're going to see. And I was actually thinking of this recently, and I had this conversation. I'm like, what are people going to do when Devin's done, completely done? Who's going to be the next mega superstar? And there really isn't right now.
I know,
Like
right? Oh my god, yeah, I haven't even thought about that.
you have Levon, but there's no one that is doing what Devin does. I mean, there's
Nope.
Schoolboy. You have the Riker brothers, but like
Yep.
once Devin is done, and Devin doesn't have, he has a couple of years left. I mean, just if you go based off age, really, he doesn't have much longer. Who's going to be the next face to really push? And I think this is where you're going to have to start to see maybe more influencers get involved, people coming out of nowhere, bringing new perspectives, new point of views. Yeah, it'll be interesting to say the least.
How could we compare that to UFC? Like, is there? I think I know a little bit about UFC. You got John Jones, right? John Jones is a
John
very
Jones, yeah.
familiar face.
Yeah, it's
Um,
hard to compare UFC and arm wrestling because you could technically say that Devin Larratt is the Conor McGregor of arm
Yeah,
wrestling. Where you like him or not, you're
and
gonna tune in and watch. That's just facts.
and it's like that guy falling away out of the sport. It leaves a big gap.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, Connor for the UFC brought a whole new wave of fighters. That the trash talk came in, and the money was huge. But arm wrestling is so niche right now and so limited with big names. Like, of course, this is the problem too. Like when it comes to trash talk, there was a time where anyway, I'm not. I'll just leave it at that. But the trash talk needs to level up a little. I think a lot of it is too. Like I want to see when people go on the stage. I want to see this like the UFC. Like it's fight or flight. Like I really want to kill you right now. Like let's arm wrestle and obviously be smart. But I think that'll come with time.
Is
You will
that
have someone.
necessary? Do you think that's necessary? Because
I mean,
for example, yeah, go on. Sorry.
no, I was gonna say like as the sport grows, it's just gonna keep getting harder and harder and harder, and you will need. I mean, obviously in the UFC, there's a lot of, maybe 50-50, 60-40. Most people are cool, like, hey, wish you best of luck, shake your hand, now let's fight. And then you get people who genuinely just want to kill each other. I think there's a place for both, but arm wrestling is, I don't know, I think it's lacking it just a little bit. What were you gonna say?
Well, like I would think I'm not really the type for if I look at it from my perspective, if I face somebody, I do get really serious, but I'm not the person that's like, oh, I'm gonna freaking smash you to bits. I'm gonna break you. Like I'm no Travis Bajan, who's
No.
gonna like call out F words and whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
that's just not me. I mean, I on
No.
stage, I'm like, let's freaking go, But just before that, I think you can learn the trash talking, but yeah,
I don't.
I
Yeah,
think so.
yeah. No, I agree. So then the next match we had Adam Warzinski and Nurullet Ayderkhan. And this was one of the better matches of the night. I mean, these guys went back and forth. I will say though, one
Oh
thing
yeah,
I was super impressed with Adam Warzinski is he would load up, and this is going back and forth, but he would load up in that straight side pressure just off center is like super elite. I
mm-hmm.
mean, he's just sitting there holding in like almost a press side pressure position, and eventually taking the overall win. But he also got flashed as well. So this was one of the matches I would say of the night where you had a war that was going back and forth, and it was kind of hard to figure out who was going to win. Out of the strap, in the strap. Yeah, you're looking at a 2-2 with a review. And then he ends up taking the win 3-2.
Yeah. I'm trying to
Kind of
skip through
fouls.
it a bit.
Yeah, essentially out of strap. Um, go back to strap, Adam with a win. Get out of strap, go back in the strap, nurdle it with a win. And it just back and forth. So that was, I would say, maybe one of the better matches of the night.
Yep, yep. One of the. I think after Tim, it was one of the better match because I do love to, of course, like if you watch a match, you want to see a fight. You don't want to see a murder on the
Like a
or like
three
a murder
nothing
house on
quick,
on
like
the
what
stage.
Zurab did to Belal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why Vitali versus Alazan was also kind of like an anticlimax right after Camille versus Georgi. So.
Oh yeah.
And that's really hard to do. Obviously, when you're hyping up the main event, I think they really did it. They did it really well with Devin versus Vitali also on the right hand. Because before that, yeah, you also got Brian Shaw versus I forget his name,
Leonidas.
Leonidas. That was really hype, and I was like, okay, how are we gonna top that? The
Mhm.
next, because the crowd was going wild. How are we gonna top that? But it did top because he came out crusty crab here, and the crowd went even wilder. But yeah, that's difficult to do because you never know like how close it's gonna be. So
Yeah, I think it's tough. We need arm wrestling is going to take a while. It's going to take a while for it to you know be a mega sport like the NHL and like the UFC.
yeah,
And
I, I did hear Robert talking about they're in talks because I talked to him a couple of times when I attended the venue, and he was talking about news outlets, or not like news outlets, but like HBO. What do you call those? Like streaming platforms, right?
of course,
That they were contacting EVW, so it was not the other way around, but they were contacting them. So there are talks, and I think once we get that down, we get on DAZN or something, or
yeah.
sports, whatever. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think that will bring a lot newer eyes.
at the end of this month, I'm competing in an arm wrestling event. It's a league. It's called TAWF, Team Arm Wrestling Federation, and we will be live on the Fight Network. And I believe there's another one. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, pay per view.
that's progress, man.
Yeah, it's a
That
whole.
happens.
It's
That's really
a.
good.
I can't spill the beans. There's a lot more to it, but this league is going to be, if it goes in the direction it should be, it is going to be massive because it's essentially Canada versus the United States. It's a whole season. Um, very well taken care of for athletes. Like there's progress for sure, but yeah, we need to get on the bigger. We need to get on like here the Fight Network's a good example. HBO. Like it needs to be mainstream more.
But do you think that those things can still exist next to like EVW and stuff? Is there enough wiggle room to have those type of other leagues as well?
Um, I think there is huge potential because EVW and this league alone are very different. The league that I will be competing in
Okay.
at the end of the month is team based. So there are coaches, there is a point system, a different arm wrestling table, and it's a league, so you have different teams you could follow. So example, you could be the tournament starts and then they're like, "Hey, Keanu, we want you to pull up a class because we can get more points. And this guy is a hook puller, you're a top roller. We think you match up better against him." So
Ah,
there's
I
a lot
see. Oh, that's
more.
awesome. That's an interesting.
Yeah, there's a whole thing to it.
It's more dynamic.
100%. There's a lot more. Like
That's
it's still
cool.
new to me. I haven't
That's cool.
competed yet, but the goal behind this is eventually you will get the best arm wrestlers in the world competing on teams, really, like a season. You have the preseason, and then you have the actual season, and then at the end you have Canada versus the US, the two best teams of each.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the chat saying? Let's see. And we'll
Okay.
continue with
We
the
do have
matches.
Paul Lim versus Bubenko. I
Yeah.
almost pulled Bubenko on the Challenger Cup because
Wow.
I thought he was my opponent. I thought he was my opponent, but
Yeah.
I was right after him. So and then I saw that guy get smoked and was like, well, good luck that I got lucky that I didn't have to face that guy because he would have broken my arm. I touched his hands. We started to set up, and then I was like, dude, it's not your turn. Get out. And then this other guy replaced him with another guy, and then that guy got smoked.
Oh my! I mean, the size of this guy is crazy. He made easy work of Paul Lynn. I mean,
Oh
flashed him,
yes. Oh
dragged him in,
yes.
went go in the scrap, made work of him there, flashed him again, and then Paul Lynn is so good. Matt and Kalina, they're
Yeah.
best friends
It
now.
felt even in the set, it felt like he couldn't really. He was struggling quite a bit. Paul like struggling to set up, and Babenko during the whole match looked very calm and comfortable, collected, like rise and shine, nothing going on. That's what it looked like
Oh
to
yeah,
me, at least.
he was looking away like this. He's not on the same level as Paul Lynn.
Especially on the first after the first round,
Yep.
it was like
What,
you could see the shift. You could see the shift.
what's crazier is the match after this one. Daniel Prokopchuk versus Vachagan. And Prokopchuk made easy work of this guy. I mean, this guy, as soon as it went to the strap each time, but it's essentially straight side pressure and hook and just easy down pressure. I mean, I want to know what this guy's doing for training because he'll literally just like just load up here and then it's right into here and then it just waits and then he just drags in 3 straight matches. That was it. And it was not. So
you don't really get to see much versatility of that guy. It's just the same thing over again.
He seems like a one-trick pony. At least this is what he did with Vachagan.
I mean, because people don't really challenge what else he can do. I mean, if that lane can't be broken, then yeah, why should I change it? It's working, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you have to post super high on this guy and get a super high cup. I mean, easier said than done when the guy is just lightning speed off the draw. Caps nice and low.
Yep.
Crazy
Try to catch him
pressure
right
into that hook, and then it's not. This match was one of the matches on the card that was like the least closest. Through the Fingers podcast. Hey, everyone, stopped in to say what's up. Yo, what's up, man? Welcome to the chat. Welcome in.
What's up?
Yeah, so Daniel Prokopchuk, a complete domination. What
on
else
the
do
table.
We have next?
He even challenged Oleg Zog. How do you think that would go? Oleg Zog versus Daniel, 2 champs facing off each other.
I'm a huge Oleg Zog fan too. Yeah, Oleg Zog was my first favorite arm wrestler ever. But yeah, I think right now Oleg Zog's the man left hand in the 85 kg class. I mean, who the hell is gonna beat that guy? I mean, you can't even. I'd love to meet Oleg one day, but his hand is so messed up and so big and weird that you are not getting a fair grip no matter how that goes.
Yep.
So you essentially have to.
It even looks like. Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. Yeah, no. I was gonna say, like, with his hand, even if you have a large hand, in order to arm wrestle him, you essentially have to have like unlimited finger pressure up here, because his hand just ends up over your fingertips. So if you're not like inhumane strength over here, it's this easy, just low hand over your fingers, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, I want to see him and Devin go left hand right now. Let's pull that one up again. I don't think Devin wins that.
Or Matt Mask versus Oleg Zog. The battle of the crazy fingers.
Oh, that would be crazy. Oh, we gotta get that. We gotta do King of the Table again.
we would have like this. It's like.
Oh, dude, yeah, you would have like.
Get started before gripping up. They wouldn't even touch hands because their fingers is just like out of bounds so far.
If I'm a ref, dude, that's a nightmare to set up.
Yeah.
It's like all mangled.
You know, I would love for the explanation video of the rules. I would love the referees to use both these guys, Oleg Zog and Matt Mask, for the explanation. Because everybody can relate to them, obviously.
Dude, we gotta set that thing up.
I would actually watch that, man.
Oh, yeah. I would. 100%. I'd pay money to see that. And I think Ole has a chance.
Did you? Yeah. I'd say so. I'd say so.
Hey, let's see Ole and Vitaly.
I'd say so.
I'd love to see how Ole does with these super heavyweights because there's these. That's not an easy feat to go through. Yeah.
You know what? Crazy idea. In Glory Kickboxing in the Netherlands, we have Glory Kickboxing. They sometimes do like 8 men's tournaments, so you have to face 8 people, and then they clash up. I think next to East versus West, if they're bigger eventually, they could also, because it might be hard to keep everybody in the pool, right?
Hmm.
Sometimes
Yeah.
people or athletes don't arm wrestle for maybe like 7, 8 months,
Yeah.
right? Because there's just the group is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. Um, how cool would it be to just do East versus West, and then you have like EVW tournaments, whereas it's just the top of the athletes of the sport just doing like a
Like
big
an
tournament
overall.
where they all fight. Oh, I think that'd be great to see that.
I think if they did like an overall, it would be legit. I just don't know how they would go like because I've done overalls before, let's say in Vegas, and like they'll take from the smallest
Okay.
guy to the biggest guy and they just don't give you time in between matches. It's like go, go, go. But I think, if you get like a primed Oleg Zoc, let's just say against, a well prepped Matt Mask, obviously ideally Matt should win, but a lot of horsepower in that younger guy. But if you put him in a tournament and there's no time and they're just exhausted, I don't believe the overall winner should go to the one who's the most tired. I want to see like the best of the best compete at the highest level, not exhausted.
So the way they do it with the Glory Kickboxing, you just have a match, right? And then sometimes there's some rest between, and then maybe after like an hour, you have to, if you go through all the fights, and after like an hour, you have to fight again, and then you have another hour ish, and then eventually you have to fight again if you keep winning. But I think that as a offside thing to keep people engaged in the sport, I think that'd be cool further along the line. I'm already happy with uh, an EVW venue event every 2 months, but I think that would be interesting to do that as well. EVW tournaments with just the great
I
guys,
would
because you
love to
see a
see
lot
an
of
open
different.
tournament. I think that would be insane. Like I would love to see some of the smaller guys come up and challenge the bigger guys.
I
I
know.
think
I mean, how? When else are we gonna see that stuff, right? When else are we gonna see
because
that?
I know weight difference does make I know there is a when you're dealing at a high level, weight difference does make a difference. But what if you have the 85 kg world champ versus the 90 kg world champ? You can't tell me the 90 kg has a 100% chance of winning. Styles make matches.
I know, right?
All of a sudden, you've seen 85 come up, and now all of a sudden he's a 90 kg champ. Like I want to, I would love to see I would love to see that option. I think that'd be sick.
Yep. Next
All
up, we've
right,
got Krasimir Kostadinov versus
Nugo
Nugo
Chikadze.
Chikadze.
So I will say I have a Krasimir Kostadinov pulley in my house on my arm wrestling table. I have the OG
Okay.
pulley system he used to sell. I don't know if he still does. So at the beginning of this matchup, when I saw Nugo like flash, and obviously they went to strap, I was 100%. I was very close to 100% sure Nugo was going to run over Krasimir. I'm like, dude, Nugo's Tourette's is just too quick for Krasimir, but Krasimir made work of Nugo, and at the end was pretty dominant. I just feel like Krasimir Kozadinov in that deep hook is so elite. He has so much strength on the inner arm and that bicep that this guy's a problem. Too much side pressure, but it started to sway. Like at the beginning of this match, I was very sure Nugo had a strong chance of winning, and the tides just turned. Barely loses. I mean, he ends up like this in the first match, redlining, trying to hold. Second match, and just each match got easier. Each match definitely got easier. So Krasimir impressed me. I was impressed, I will say.
And he stayed
Dude,
well, very. It didn't really look like he was too exhausted. I think in like the I mean, it might be the second or third round. I think it was. It seemed like he did some real damage to Nugo, like really fatiguing him,
Oh,
which
dude,
in
for
case
sure.
made it easier to.
As that match went on, you could say Nugo. You could easily see that Nugo was getting exhausted, and there was a time where I thought Nugo
Yep.
might have hurt his bicep or was close to hurting himself
Yep.
because each time he ended up over here, literally sitting over here, and he's just. You know how arm breaks happen. A lot of them happen from the weak position, trying to go to the side. And
Uh
I'm like,
huh.
I would not be surprised if we saw Nugo hurt after this. And I don't think he did hurt
Yep.
himself. Through the
Wasn't it
fingers
after he did like
podcast.
the almost like an all open, and then he tried to drag his arm off the pad,
Yeah.
and I think it was good that he did it all sideways on that round. But
Through the
yeah,
fingers podcast also says
Krasimir
I have the
Cisco.
same pulley. I got that match wrong. Nugo never went offensive. No, like I said, the first match in that
Yep.
series of matches, if you watch, the speed was crazy, and I was like, oh my gosh, Nugo's gonna run over Krasimir, and it completely flipped the other way. But let's talk about the next matchup because we had Ibrahim Sagov versus Jordan Tonev. And I will say, I think
I
I
did
am
not
a
expect this.
huge. I was. I've never been a fan of each of these guys. I knew a little bit about them, but I think Sagov might be one of my favorite arm wrestlers now, based off of how he smashed Sonev. I mean, you're talking about 3 rounds of insane speed and just flash
The
press,
speed.
the
But
speed and the horsepower of him just running over Jordan, completely mind-boggling. And it
it
wasn't
almost
like,
felt it almost felt like Jordan didn't even train for the speed. It felt like he didn't even. It felt like he trained. Watching the video, it felt like he trained for catching the press and then trying to get it out instead
yeah,
of acting on speed.
yeah. I mean, Sagov is just a machine, and like I know how this feels. I have one of my good buddies. He's a heavyweight guy. He presses the same way, and it's not comfortable when you have a guy sitting over top of you like this. But the speed completely impressed me, and the horsepower like made him look like he never trained for this match. And I'm sure to Sonev, this
Exactly.
is super humiliating to say the least. Like you had no chance. Like there's nothing you're gonna do there. Yeah, too much power, too much speed. I'm a huge Sagoff fan right now. I'm excited to see him pull again. And then, yeah, Oleg Zok and Luca.
Yeah, the setup, like we already sort of talked about it, like Luca trying to set up how dominant he was in his previous match. Uh, yeah, he couldn't get anything at all. Oleg looked in control the entire time. Um, I felt like Luca was trying to raise it up even, but even there, the reach and power of Oleg was too grand to let him do anything.
So Luca's
Just the way you
hand
said it.
and arm, yeah, Luca's hand and arm is very impressive, very big, looks very powerful. But Oleg's hand and arm is the way I see it when he's setting up. There's an illusion. As a ref, it's a nightmare because his arm is messed up. It's not it's not traditional like ours. He has bumps, weird thicknesses in different areas. His hand, there's a massive bump here. So even if Ole is setting up with his elbow in and his hand is straight, it doesn't come off that way because it's just super uneven. So if you're a ref, you can do all you want to try to flatten that wrist, but it does not look easy to deal
This
with. And I
so
mean,
if he's like this to the referee, it must sometimes seem like it's straight, but in reality, it's just crooked.
oh yeah, reality is definitely not straight
And
for sure.
the next to that, I was looking at his hand, and with Oleg, it looks like he had some sort of nuclear mutation in his hand next to just the obvious thing, his fingers. But it looks like his hand, somebody jelly dragged it out and just like stretch it out like here, and like, okay, this is not also part of your hand. It's just stretch out, so you don't know really where the palm of the hand starts and where it stops,
100%.
and that
And
makes it so much more difficult to grip up. The only way how you could prepare for this, I think, is just with like a maul of his hand. I think this is the only way you're gonna.
I mean, yeah, you're training with weird and lengthy like grip. So you're not doing, you know how you have the wrist max, you have different sizes. Like to train for a guy like this, you need the biggest tools. And the crazy thing is, also, question: can you see me? So you're frozen on my side.
Oh, I can see you fine.
Okay, cool. You're frozen. It's fine.
For me, we're
Um,
doing great.
cool. So when Ole is pulling, like you could consider him a top roller, but he also is like a high hooker because he ends up in a position sitting way over here. The problem with opponents that face him, and this goes to literally anyone, is because his forearm starts literally from his wrist and it just opens up. If you even can try to get your wrist near his wrist, if you can try to get your fingertips near his wrist, it's still a nightmare because his wrist and forearm is so thick that all opponents end up opened up on their hands. Like every opponent always ends up here.
Yep.
So he's in a nice hooking position, a high hook over here, but people's fingers can't even wrap around the wrist. Like a complete nightmare. So
Getting them palmed up even before, almost before the match starts. It's just as soon as it says ready go, you're already palms up to the side.
yeah, if you're someone who has a chance of beating him, I think you just have to have a bigger hand than him or a bigger forearm, which makes that Matt Mask match very interesting.
Or would you say like a longer arm? Is that what you're trying to say? Just a longer, like longer reach. Would that help or
No,
just bigger?
I don't. No, I think you need a bigger hand because even if you have a longer reach, if you still have a smaller hand, he's gonna immediately get that hook
Oh yeah, yeah, of course.
where it's that wrist. Like obviously, if your hands, you need, in my opinion, I think you need just a longer. You need longer fingers. You need something a little bit longer to be able to wrap around because what you're dealing with is a bear mitt, like this massive. Like I would like to see him and Jeff Dobby grip up in terms of hand size.
Oh, oh, that. Oh yeah. What? What would that be? That'd be a phenomenal setup.
I still think Ole wins, but the nightmare of just setting up is so weird.
Just too
Because
like.
Jeff Dobby legitimately has long ass fingers and they're thick. Ole doesn't have long fingers. He just has a massive
Nope.
wide mitt that is, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
like
Yeah.
that, spread out.
So
Well,
of
the next
course
match is the match of the night, man.
yeah, okay. So now I think we're getting into Camille and yeah, Camille and Svetskov.
I love the commentary on this one. I love the commentary on this one because the guys doing the commentatorship, they were literally predicting the match in real time. They were like spot on during the match.
Yeah.
Like, oh, are we gonna see this? Are we gonna see that? And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I think a way to sum up this match is after, like, Camille would get a win, Georgia would get a win. But it was like, you're not talking about flashes, you're talking about transitions throughout the whole match. So to see Camille in a King's move and then top roll, not even pressing, and then to see Svetskov doing the exact same thing. And you're talking about two people who lose their position and end up in this open top roll King's move from the table. I mean, we saw every move. We saw hook, press, top roll, King's move, open top roll, high hook. We saw it all in this match. And we were able to see it all in emphatic fashion where one person wins, then it goes to the next. And it was just back and forth. Fouls and oh my gosh.
I
Um,
think if I'd show somebody what I do in arm wrestling, like what arm wrestling is, I'd show them this match because they just get to see,
you saw
they just
everything.
get to see all of it, like the back and forth.
I mean, Camille
Yeah,
with a
I
flash
actually love
press.
this a lot more than the. I love this a lot more than the Michael Todd, because you knew where it was gonna go. Like here, basically we had an idea what was going to happen, but it was completely different from what we expected it to be. We got so much more on this match.
I mean, what I find interesting with this match is Camille going back to the drawing board, knowing that what he did worked. It wasn't just relying on the press. He was able to flash press.
Yep.
That he's arguably best press in the game, but to be able to top roll for someone, he's a presser. He doesn't top roll, and the fact that he was able to win just by literally pronating through the hand and coming inwards. To see,
But that was only after he damaged him after a couple rounds. He tired the hand a bit out, I think, making the pronating that Georgie tried to do.
yeah,
Because that it almost looked like a sort of a king's move Georgie was getting into. It was
yeah.
like the somewhere in between it, right?
It was like a low
Really
hand,
focusing
a very
outside.
far low hand.
Exactly.
Yeah. And for someone like Camille, who's sitting there in a flop, as Georgie is sitting there in that long low hand, that wrist is eliminating his fingertips. And all it takes is what Camille would be, example, like sitting here, and all of a sudden he moves about half an inch and all the leverage is completely gone. Everything is gone.
Opens it up. Yep.
So then you see an open hand top roll from Georgie Svetskov when Georgie was in a losing position because he was literally sitting way over here. And next thing you know, he's coming in and it's a full on top roll. Yeah. Pretty
But what I think might have won what I might think won Camille the match is even I think they might have even said it in the stream is that the wrist of Camille. I mean, he was just during a flop. You always give up your hand, obviously, like you give up your hand, but it doesn't get as tired as once you're holding a flop press on your pronator and on your bicep in comparison to just going
this you
full.
just sit. You sit on the joint.
Exactly.
You have time, like, it's not ideal, but it's a lot better than sitting there fighting for a riser in a weird, awkward position. Yeah, this
I think that
could be match
that
of
might
the
have
year.
cost him the match for. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Well,
to be honest,
I look at how,
I thought. Sorry, go on. I'm. There's like a delay, so I'm sometimes I talk.
No,
through
it's
your...
fine. I was gonna say I think the reason why Camille won, part of the reason was Georgie Svetskov was just tired, exhausted, like reamed out. I will say as well, after seeing this match, they need to come up with bonuses for match of the night. Like, this has to be a thing.
Oh yes, just like in UFC, 100%.
Because this
100%.
would have been granted money, like 10K or something. Like, I don't know. Start somewhere. We need to do this. And then knowing there are match bonuses, people are going to want to entertain more. People are going to want to be more hyped up to make more money. So, yeah.
You're gonna get more interaction. Just like who did it? I think who was it? Justin Gaethje versus Max.
Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway. Yeah.
Max Holloway is like, "Where's my money? Where's my money? Fight of the night! Fight of the night!"
Yeah.
You don't, that type of shit. That's what you're gonna get if you introduce that type of stuff, and that's what
we need it. We need it.
More crowd work,
100%.
and then the clips go viral, etc. You know.
And the more people who watch, the more money you're willing to pay, the more money the business makes, which you can pay more athletes. And it's this rotating thing, right? Like, there will come a time where pay-per-views are almost $100. It won't be anytime soon, but money will flow in. It just takes time. But you need characters. You need people who are going to push people to want to watch.
How much does UFC pay-per-view cost nowadays?
So I don't logistically they're having issues because everything is now on Paramount. But for someone like me who has Paramount, I can't watch the event. I know it used to be $89, I believe, USD to watch the event, which is crazy expensive.
Wow.
Which I would never pay. I would just stream it, right? I wouldn't pay that. But then you also now are getting people who I live stream all the events, and we have a lot of people come in saying, "Hey, where can I watch it for free?" It's like, bro, I understand you might not want to pay that money, but it's $30. Like, it's a quarter of the price of what you would pay for a UFC event. And we're all talking about how arm wrestling needs to grow, needs money. It's like, why don't you just pay the money? Why don't you just pay the $30 and watch it?
Yep.
You know, not to be
And
disrespectful. I know a lot of people can't afford it, but
if you just get together with a bunch of guys, you know, maybe like 10 guys, you split it. I don't know, somebody buys the drink, somebody buys that, you put it all in a pot and you watch together. You got yourself a watch
yeah,
party. You can get it down to like two bucks a person. You
yeah.
know, you're good.
And also too, like people would be like, "Hey, can you throw the matches up on the screen, like just so we can see?" And I'm like, arm wrestling is so small, and all it takes is just someone to say something, and you're screwed. Like it's not as easy as like, "Hey, man, I'm just gonna throw the event on and just watch it through my YouTube channel." You know, like it's such a
Nope.
small world, and not that it would be different if it was any bigger, but you can't do stuff like that.
We're gonna get a text from Robert or Dexter. It's like, yo, dude, you're out.
Hey, I'm waiting for my channel to have a copyright strike because all of my streams, I have all the audio on for the event. I just don't play the footage, right? Which I don't make money with it anyway because I'm demonetized, but I am curious if I will get a copyright strike at some
How
point.
come are you demonetized?
Because when you play either music or you have a stream that's live where you hear the audio, YouTube treats it like a copyright, which means you can't make money. So, as an example, if you or let's say other arm wrestlers such as Aussie Arm Wrestler, Arm Wrestling News, if you go on their stream, the stream is quiet. It's just them talking, and the reason behind that, and I'm not shitting, I'm not trying to pinpoint anyone. I'm just giving as an example. The reason why people don't do it is because you just make money, right? Why would you spend 9 hours of your day to not make $1? Okay, so in my opinion, it's kind of boring. It's like listening to a fly on the wall. So for me, I treat it more as like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I throw the event on. You hear what's going on. I don't make $1, but at the same time, people appreciate it. Like people have a good time. So teach their own.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't make. You will not make money with doing copyright the way I do, for sure.
I see. Yeah.
So then we get into the main event. Vitaly Lalatin.
Yep.
Murtaugh.
Absolute masterclass.
Absolute masterclass. I said it was either going to go one of two ways. Either it's going to be close or Lalatin's going to kill him. And Lalatin made it look super easy. I will say though,
there was
yeah,
just
go
no
ahead.
control whatsoever. He couldn't get in his. No, yeah, I was going to say like he couldn't even get his hook that deep. Would steal Morozov. The rising of the hand of the Latin was just too much. And I think especially the pronation, he just completely gone within
Yeah,
seconds. Even though I think if you get the arm length of both these guys, I think Vitali still had to drop to the back of the path to come down a little bit. So, but there, if your hand is this much bigger than the other guy, you can only go so far back. Otherwise, your arm is up the pad. So,
I mean,
I
considering
mean,
too, Murtaugh is going to hook. All you got to do to prevent it is low hand top roll, and that's exactly what Vitaly does. And not only is he really good at it, has huge freaking hands, and he's long and lanky. So, you know, I'm really not surprised to see how that match went. I mean, that was a masterpiece, right? You're talking 3 rounds, and it wasn't close, and he flashed him. Like it was essentially a flash.
yep.
Within a second to 2 seconds, the match was over each time. Super impressive for Vitaly. Super impressive.
The only thing that me and some of the guys in the team hoped is that Vitali would go for a hook in the last round when he had him,
Oh, but I still
just to
think
see,
Vitaly would
just like the
probably do
power
well
gauge
though.
him.
I still
Yeah,
think
but just
Vitaly
just
would
to
do well
see.
because he's so long. He would end up probably over here, and then eventually, in order to get hooked, he wouldn't be able to be driven sideways because his hand would just block the top of the hook.
Yeah.
If you're a hook puller and you're doing your internal rotation, and you can't even get past the hand because your hand just supinates, like as a top roller, like to hold that right, you just rotate out as someone who's driving in. If you're driving in, going for that hook, and you can't even get your top pressure in. I mean, there's literally nothing, and then all you got to do is just pronate and drag over.
Wouldn't that mean that his wrist would get bent back just by
He could
driving in
flop,
that
but
force if you couldn't do it?
yeah, he would either
No, but I
supinate
mean
or
just by I mean just because of the just what you said. Like I can go into such detail as you do, but um, where was I going with this?
yeah, like a flop. Would you end up in a flop press
Yeah, because
because
he
of the
forces
low
it
hand?
because he cannot get it deep enough. The
Yeah,
the power, the energy comes up in
yeah,
hand instead of lower in hand.
yeah,
Which even though you're trying to hit in a hook, the force is so up high that you're going to be forced
yeah,
into
yeah.
opening
You
your
would
wrist
be
up.
forced into a flop press. And then the issue with the flop press is unless if he's super powerful, you have a long lever of him just sitting on his hand and that leverage of just so every time you do it, he
Yeah,
puts back pressure up as the hand goes in. And all that's all it is. And then
yeah,
eventually you lose leverage and you just it's an easy pen, right? Yeah, who's gonna beat him right now on the left is an
yeah,
interesting
yeah, yeah.
interesting conversation for sure.
I mean, do you think it's fair for Camille to have the? I would love to see that, man. I honestly would love to see that matchup
Camille and
between
Lalaton.
Vitali and Camille. Yep.
Yeah, I
The
think
way the
Lalaton.
way the way Camille has shown, the stuff that he's shown yesterday, if he's gonna bring that to the match with Vitali, I'm super stoked. Not
Oh,
only just
dude.
we now know that like he doesn't only he can how do you say um, surprise us,
Hmm.
and I think we need a
Yeah,
surprise when he's
if
facing
we
Vitali.
see if we see that Camille show up, that could be a problem for Vitaly.
Yep. Damn.
Well, I guess
You know
that's
what
probably
I'm
gonna be
super
it here.
stoked about?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, we're almost done indeed. I'm super stoked for my friend from Philippines, Josh Nicholas. He's mostly of the time he's in Thailand.
Okay.
Very strong champion. I think he won world championship like 2 times, gold medalist 2 times. But he's just such energy, man. You'll see him. He will face what's his name again? I think it's a French guy. He has faced him before, but they'll now both have their debut in the EVW league.
In China.
They'll fight in September. Yeah, in China, indeed.
Dude, that is
But
gonna be so good.
just Josh's presence, he brings so much energy onto the table. If you should watch some of his matches. Once he pins somebody, he just goes like Super Saiyan, and screams, and yeah, it's what we need. We need just those type of people, just working the crowds, going like going
You need
crazy, and
those people, man. You need those people.
yeah,
And I think it's very I'm super, impressed and excited for EVW because now they're going to different countries. They're going to China. That is huge. I mean, you wait until we unlock the true potential of all these other athletes that are from different parts of the world. And every time you go to a different country, it's the same thing with UFC. Someone wants to represent their country even more, and then it just brings that sport up a level in that country. So
yep.
I think they just got to keep traveling around promoting the sport and getting the best level athletes from each country.
Get to Amsterdam, 2027, 2027, EVW in Amsterdam. That'd be great.
Gonna see you there.
I mean, the English will come, the Belgians will come, the Germans, the French. Everybody's gonna come down.
I mean, the good thing
Yeah.
when you're hitting different parts of the world is you might eliminate people from, let's say, North America, but you have a whole new crowd come from Europe. When you're in North America, you get a lot of people from maybe South America and America that come in. So you'll never get, everyone, but every different part of the world. When they go to China, they'll get a lot of people from Asia.
And they'll expose the league to people who previously would never be in reach of it to show themselves with
Hmm.
such a Challenger Cup. So yeah,
100%.
all right.
Cool.
Okay. I think next time it would be better to do it on your on your channel.
Oh, dude, we'll definitely swing it back and forth for sure. We will definitely go back and forth, no problem.
We'll be better pros. We'll be better pros
Hey,
eventually.
next time we will have it actually set up before we start. I like how it's like we're on stream. We're like, "Do you have a thumbnail?" No, it's all good, man. I mean, I've literally never did a podcast stream like this on my own YouTube channel. So, definitely something that I should learn. But we'll definitely we'll bring it up a level next time.
Yeah.
No problem.
I I also need to get into like the live analyze. I still It's still something I find a bit difficult, like watching it and telling about it, like as you're talking.
Hmm.
Because I mean, I have in the sport about 10 plus years. I heard I read something of I always do like a little bit of a check, but I heard your dad was known in your town or something like that, like a local.
Oh, where did you find that? That is like far in a video somewhere.
Yeah, I do. I'm an FBI agent. I do background checks.
Jesus. I mean, I would have talked about that on a podcast at some point, but that would be buried somewhere. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm pretty impressed you found that. Yeah, yeah.
But how long? How long? If you, I mean, if you got it taught by your dad, you must have been in the sport for at least like longer than a decade, right?
So he never actually taught me. I mean, he kind of taught me, but I've been arm wrestling. My first tournament was 10 years ago today, or this like the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
I then took a little bit of time off, and
Damn, I'm spot on then.
yeah, yeah. So when I joined in Halifax, Nova Scotia. But prior to that, I was arm wrestling a little bit in college, but it wasn't nothing arm wrestling related, like just against my buddies. You know how that works, right? And at that time, I was starting to beat everyone that was around me, bigger people. Like no one really could beat me. I was a tall, skinny, 130-pound kid. That's all it was. Pure side pressure, just cup, and that was it. But in my earlier childhood, my father was the very strong arm wrestler. Nobody could beat him. He would essentially kind of like top roll press inward with his shoulder. That was his thing. No one could get him. And I was so bad at arm wrestling. Like, I don't know how I got to where I am now, because I was not good. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, as a kid, never really arm wrestled. You know, went to college, started to become kind of good without even getting into a league, and then eventually learned how to pull 10 years ago. Yeah.
Because you are a champion. What was the federation again? I can't. Arm Wrestling Federation something.
Yeah, I won Vegas last year, the overalls in the 95 kg class. I placed first, which was...
How hard was that? How hard was that to get to that spot? Was it a hard-fought victory?
I mean, any of these tournaments, they're not easy. It's who shows up as well. It wasn't an easy tournament. It could have been more difficult, but I prepped super hard for it. And, it was maybe the first time that I won the tournament that I'm like, I think I'm a little better than I think I am. Because you know how self-esteem works, right? You always doubt yourself. Yeah. And then it's like, you kind of go home on the plane. You're like, I just placed first in Vegas. That is so cool. And one of the guys I beat was champion over here for a while in my class. And for me to beat him abroad, and he was a big deal over here. And then I beat, what's his face in the finals? I'm losing the name now. If it comes back to me. Anyway, he's super strong. Yeah, that was tough. But to be honest with you, I have 2 tournaments this month that'll be tougher than that. I'm competing. I might not do it anymore. I'm competing in Alberta in 2 weeks from now, and we have people like Justin Bishop and killers coming down to compete in the tournament. And then at the end of the month, we have the Team Arm Wrestling Federation, which is like you either getting world champs, you're getting national champs, or like the best in North America. I'll be competing at against in my class. So I'm gonna use that one as a learning experience, to say the least.
And how do you prep for such tournaments? What's like your ideal prep like? We're getting into interview territory, Diana. This is the thing I do.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
pretty curious because
yeah, prep for me, the biggest one is like, obviously when it comes to preps, I always like to have something lined up. Like right now, I have the one this month and the end of the month, and then I'm going to let my body maybe recover for a bit before aiming for something huge in the new year. So usually it'll be like, okay, I'm planning a super match 2 to 3 to 4 months out, and or I'll have a tournament 2 to 3 to 4 months out, always to have the next thing coming. And then in between, let's say a year's time frame, there's 1 or 2 tournaments that like you really got to push. So obviously you bring the food up, you bring your supplements up. I mean, everything goes up. I push my body pretty hard physically, mentally, and then it's just about not, getting injured throughout the time, because it's very easy. Like, I've been very clear about my medical situation throughout my YouTube channel, and like I push my body pretty hard. So it's about not overdoing it throughout that time frame, because of side effects, if it's injuries, if it's mental, whatever the case is. But yeah, through maybe twice a year I push my body much harder. The food goes up, the calories, the supplements, the sleep, more dialed in, less drinking, just like everything just gets more dialed in for one part of I guess one part of the year. Yeah, if that
I
makes
see.
sense.
Yeah. Do you like cut out your training like 2 weeks before, like completely rest? Is that something you do, or
No,
do you train up to the week of?
it's still something I'm trying to figure out, but I would say like around that 10-day mark is where I really pay attention to how my body's feeling. So in that 2 week to 10-day mark, as I'm coming in close, am I battling any injuries? Am I sore? Am I feeling very strong? And then usually I try to see it like, okay, if I feel, let's say, on the fence, I'll try to give it like 24 to minimum 48 hours before I do another workout, and in between a little bit of bands, a little bit of blood flow. But
Yeah,
right now I'm
that's what
battling
I've
a small.
changed.
Mhm.
The blood flow. If I could give anybody advice on what I should do, what I would have done earlier, like at the beginning of my arm wrestling career, I would have started doing blood flow every single day. Just that, man.
I was going to talk about that in a video. I'm like, if I were to go back to square one, I would have just been involved and been doing it as much as you possibly can. Really, it
Yeah,
does make a difference.
because I'm doing a bit more of a flowy type of strategy now, and just with doing the blood flow every day or every other day, I just gain a lot more power. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's not necessarily that I'm moving more weight or doing more reps, but I just get stronger because of the blood flow, and my healing is up like 50% speed. I used to have to wait like 2 weeks when I did a hard session, and like a month ago I did a really red lined at a local club, and I saw my flaw. I found out my flaw, and now I'm working on it. And I mean, I healed up within 8 days. So I was like, holy frick, this is really fast for me.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with doing bands and rice bucket and any type of high volume work for your tendons is like when you're doing just regular gym work, regular table work, maybe not table work, but just generally speaking, your tendons don't get blood in those areas. It's very hard for the blood to go in those areas. And the only way to be doing that is either through isometrics or extremely high time under tension or very high repetitions. And we're not talking about full extension. We're talking about those, I call them pulses, like 1, 2, 3, almost like
Yeah,
a static rep.
baby reps.
And exactly. And so if you can do that daily, out of like, soon as you feel a little bit of tension, you don't need any much more, just enough to say you're doing it. And by you doing that daily, you're constantly getting blood in those areas. And I kind of think of it this way: if you don't get blood in those areas, your tendons stay seized up. But if you can get fluid in there, get it moist and able to really try to be able to repair, I mean, over years of time, you're saving yourself so much recovery time, really. And then the other thing I think is under people maybe don't think of this too, but if you're doing blood flow on the table daily, just with you setting up bands and getting in those positions and working the angles, you're just getting on the table and getting the reps in. You're starting to feel pressures in different areas every single day, versus you just training at a gym or training on a table once every couple weeks, and then eventually you hit up a tournament and you don't feel that comfortable, right? You feel super uncomfortable.
Nope. Yep.
So there is a mental
So
aspect as well.
in because do you know Swiss Open, the Swiss Open?
A little
Have
bit.
you heard of that? Yeah. So in Switzerland, the Swiss Open will be held in September. I understand that you mainly focus on everything that's going on in your country, but the Swiss Open is like a pretty, I'd say like a pretty big thing in Europe. A lot of pullers go there. Last year they had 500 participants in all different categories, so that was quite a bit. At EVW, the Challenger Cup in minus 105 kilograms in Vienna, I placed left-handed seventh place, and on the right I was ninth. So I think that was like my sixth tournament or so. And right after I placed third on the left-handed nationals, like 2 months after. So I'm really really curious, like where I would place during the Swiss Open. This is like a how would you call it? Like
It's like our
yeah, I'm just
nationals
really
here in
testing
Canada.
myself.
Yeah, it's like at a
Uh,
national level. You get the best pullers. They try to come.
because I think if I want to become Dutch champion, I think for me and for the brand, it would add some sort of recognition to me as an arm wrestler. If I could get that name champion, I think that adds a lot more weight to the brand. And but I think if I want to beat that level at nationals, I have to face or like face people who have surpassed that level. And I think the level in the Netherlands is is better than it was before, but it's not as high as on the international competition levels because the group of people here is just not that big. I think I basically know everyone that does arm wrestling in the Netherlands, almost.
I
You
think
know,
too,
so
like,
yeah.
secretly, I believe the Netherlands would have some of the best potential in the world because I've been to the Netherlands and everyone is 7 feet tall. Like, people are tall.
Yep. I'm 6'3". I'm 6'3".
Okay, I'm 6 foot. What is your weight? What do you currently weigh?
105 kg. Sorry.
Okay,
So that's
yeah,
like 210 lbs or something, like two two
no
something
more than
pounds,
that. You're
200
probably
something.
sitting at around, probably like closing in on 230. Yeah, so you're about.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
around right now. I'm sitting at around 212 pounds. So that would be
I
like
see.
97 to 98 kilos.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I'm a bit like yo-yoing between 105, 106, and I have to compete at minus 105. So if I just stay around here, do my cardio, I'm at full strength. Because for nationals, I had to drop like 10 pounds in like eight
Mhm.
days because I messed up my calculations. Everything went wrong. Um, ate some different foods that I thought had like almost no carbs in them, but they were
Mhm.
like full of carbs. So I screwed up big time, but I still managed to get below 100 kilograms, so below 200 ish pounds, I think. Um, and yeah, but I think, but we'll have to see. I'm almost ready. A month and a half, and then we'll get it.
It's coming up, man.
Top 10.
Yeah.
Top 10. I'm aiming for top 10. If I can get top 10 in Swiss Open, I'm happy on either arm. That it's weird because my right hand, I'm right-handed, but my left hand is bigger and it's a bit stronger in certain
Okay.
areas. With left hand, I'm usually a presser, and with right hand, I'm a bit more versatile. Usually, I hook. My riser sucked ass. Like it was really bad. It was so bad. Like even people from lower divisions like
Yeah.
started to just open my hand up. So I've been working on that, but now the pronation is an issue. So I just get open up. So the top rollers still get me because my pronation is gone.
So you got to rely on
that's
that
what
press
I've been
then.
working on. But,
Are you dominant left
sorry.
or right?
Left is more dominant. I'm just feel stronger. Even at like nationals, I ran through everybody in my weight class on the left hand until I met my teammate, who is the exact opposite of my technique. And in training, he always beats me with the left hand, and he knows exactly what he needs to do. So yeah, right hand I almost placed third as well, but I lost on fouls unfortunately. Was a bit of a bummer. But next time, next year, not Dutch champion. That's the goal.
Oh
Right.
man, yeah. I think the Netherlands have huge potential. I've been to Amsterdam, and we stopped in the Netherlands. I was in the military at the time. I was Navy, and I partied with a bunch of people from the Netherlands. And dude, hey, I have to tell you something then. I found out. Do you guys listen to Baba or what's that song called? Dancing Queen.
Baba.
Who sings that? No, ABBA.
Oh, from
ABBA.
oh yeah, dancing.
Yeah. So
I know what
listen to
you mean.
this. So, we're all on the ship and we're partying, and I'm dancing with all the Dutch people because we're all drinking, having fun, and like you guys are all super tall. They're like the women are at least 6 foot, the men are 6'5" to 7 feet, and then all of a sudden they're partying on our ship, our warship, and they all pull their pants down because ABBA started playing, and that song comes on, and they all have their drinks up, and I'm like, what is going on? And then I found out that apparently every time that song comes on, they all just pull their pants down and dance and sing to it.
What? This is the first time I've heard that. I don't know what parties you go to, but
No,
look,
look into that, because like they were military members, and like maybe like 20 to 30 of them had their pants. I mean, obviously their boxers were on, but their pants were down, and they were all singing to ABBA. And they're like, every time we listen to ABBA, this is what we do. And I was like, this is the funniest thing ever.
It might be a military thing then, because I'm not. I mean, I've not really heard of that. I mean, we do have like
Tradition.
helicopter, and then just people just take up their shirt and they start acting
Yeah.
like they're a helicopter turbine
Yeah.
thing, whatever you call that. But this is the first time I've heard that stuff. Usually, people in the area where I live, when they hear ABBA, we just start singing and just like grabbing each other and just flowing along.
They were doing that too.
Next time. I'll see who joins me in pulling the pants down when ABBA goes. I'll report back to you how it goes.
Yeah. I was the only Canadian who I just pulled my pants down, and then the song was over, and I'm like, that was pointless.
But I bet the Dutch guys loved you for it, for joining.
It was funny. It was a good time, man. They were good. I'll leave you on that, though. I have to take off.
Yeah, good.
But we will do this again, 100%.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Wait, 12th of September is the next one in China. So I think Thursday, like the Sunday, I'm free, and the week after I'll be heading to Switzerland. So
okay, 12th of September is a Saturday. So yeah, I'll likely be streaming the Saturday, and then we can probably aim for the 13th of September.
Yeah.
Cool, sick. And then we'll do it on. Yeah. We'll try to maybe stream it on both channels next time at the same time. We'll figure that out. We'll have it all logistically.
We'll have to dig it out. I'll even try on Instagram if we can get something going on Instagram. We could because you bring a lot bigger audience to the stream then, I suppose.
100%. Yeah. So. Yeah, and we can also like we didn't really promote it prior anyway, so it's a very last minute thing. And it's Sunday, right? So cool, man.
But hey, it was fun. Thanks for good to meet you, and see you next time.
100%. Yeah, thanks for having me on. I was excited to get on here. I saw your podcast, and I was like, I gotta go on the pod.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Do you have a next name? Do you have a next name? Who I should interview? Who would be an interesting person to interview? I do have some people lined up, potentially. I already have Mindaugas on the channel.
Okay. I still think he's not natural, but
He says
I'd
he
love
is.
to. I'd love to talk with him. He seems like a beauty. Who would be interesting? Oleg. Fuck. I wanted to interview Oleg Zok, but I couldn't even speak. I couldn't even speak his language.
Who would be
Maybe
interesting?
I don't know Irakli or some of these guys. I'd love to know what they're doing down in the dungeons of Georgia.
Yeah. How is their English though? Yeah, how is Irakli's English?
Oh gosh, dude, I don't think it's good.
All right. It'll be what did you eat this morning? What
Yeah.
did you do when you went to bed? Did you train? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would
That's
be good?
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. You got to put a poll up. Put it on your YouTube
Fair.
channel and ask people what they want to see.
Sure. Let's do that. Okay. All right. Cheers. And yeah, see you next time, man.
Cool, man.